Alright, before I start this video, I was gonna say don't fall for the numbers that just came out. Toronto real estate market is changing and the numbers that just came out doesn't reflect what is happening in the market right now. Let's look at the numbers and then I'm gonna explain to you why. Alright everyone, this is Your Money, Toronto real estate agent, and today I'm going to go through the numbers that just came out about Toronto's real estate market. In order to access the charts and data, you can look at the website yourrealestateagent.com and then you click on the market. As you may already have seen in the news, Toronto real estate home prices have been up over 27% year over year, and that average home price in Toronto went up over $1.3 million. $1.3 million, that's a lot, right? In this video I'm gonna tell you why that number is not reliable. Alright, before diving deep into the numbers, I was gonna say that I've tried to make this video as short as possible because I'm working on another video for you guys. Many of you have been asking me that if Toronto home prices crash or correct or slow down or whatever, how much is it gonna go down? I'm working on a great video on that topic for you guys, so please stay tuned and subscribe to my channels to get notified as soon as possible. Alright, let's go look at the article. So first of all, average home price in Toronto went up 27.7%. If you remember from my previous video, I'm gonna play it for you right now. So based on what I see, based on my observations and day-to-day activities in the market, I can tell you that in the next month or two, you're gonna see many sellers who are thinking that this is gonna be a top for Toronto real estate market are gonna decide to put their houses and condos on the market. So the result would be that in the next month or two, you're gonna see more supply and more inventory coming to the market, and that's good news for the buyers actually. So if you're a buyer out there, don't be worried, because okay, you can go and watch the whole video yourself. Basically in that video I was predicting that the real estate market in Toronto is going to be slowing down in the next month or two, and I was literally back then the first person that in Toronto, at least among the people that I follow on social media, I was the first person in Toronto that called a local top in Toronto real estate market. So that's why from now on you're going to see a slowdown in the real estate market in Toronto, and I can tell you that $1.3 million average home price in Toronto, we are not going to see that number again for a while, at least maybe 6 to 7 months, maybe 6 to 8 months, or even more. I think a little bit more. In the next video that I'm going to talk about the crash and possible correction and how much we are going to correct in terms of housing prices in Toronto, I'm going to talk about it more. So stay tuned for the next video. Alright, let's look at the numbers. Alright, you can go through the article yourself. Average home price in Toronto, I wrote about Bank of Canada interest rate increase, and also you can see from my last month market update, actually look at this. I'll start with this. I believe that we are at or around the current local top in Toronto real estate market. Interestingly, I wrote that article a month ago. You can go through the archive and see my articles. When every other agent in Toronto was saying the prices going up, going up, going up, I was literally predicting that we are right now, or back then, we were at the local top in Toronto real estate market. That's why the $1.3 million is gonna be invalid next month, and I'm gonna tell you in my next video that how much we are going to expect to be the correction. Alright, let's go through the rest of the article. So you can see that from my previous month. Let's look at the charts. We're gonna click on 1 year. Average price in Toronto about a year ago was slightly over $1 million, and now average price in Toronto is about $1.3 million, $1.33 million. Now let's look at the number of active listings and the sold volume. As you can see, from January we have started to see more listings coming to the market, and here was the time between January and February was the time that I predicted we are in a local top. That's why we were telling to our sellers that if you are planning to sell, that's the time to sell. Alright, let's look at the rest of the data. As you can see, the active listings in Toronto at the end of February is around 7,000 active listings, and it's constantly increasing. However, it's not gonna go increasing like crazy. It's gonna stop at some point, and in my next video I try to cover that part as well. Let's look at the month of inventory. Month of inventory is the correlation between the supply and demand. If you have been watching my videos or you have been following me, you know what it is right now. So let's look at the month of inventory. Month of inventory is still under 1 month of inventory in Toronto, which is still a seller's market, so don't think that the market is crashing right now. Everything takes time, and I'll explain more later. So month of inventory in Toronto is close to 0.8 month of inventory. Alright, let's scroll down and look at the rest of the article. Oh, this is a very, very important part of this article. Crash or soft landing. As I mentioned, I'm gonna cover that part in the next video that I'm gonna put out soon, but since we are reviewing this article, I'm gonna tell you that in some parts of the GTA we are gonna see a crash, really crash, but in other parts of the Toronto we are gonna see a soft landing. Mostly suburbs have the higher risk of crash, and central Toronto have a higher possibility of soft landing. If I find enough time, I will try to categorize all those neighborhoods, but I don't promise that. So let's go through this article. And again, this part that you see in the article, I wrote it last month, and you can see that it's going to realize very soon, or or it's realizing right now. All right, let's check it out. So basically, I see more inventory coming to the market on March and February, and that will slow down the craziness in the market. And as I've been predicting, the downtrend in real estate market is gonna hit the suburbs the most. So for example, in downtown Toronto or central areas in Toronto, they are going to have some random correction or basically soft landing. But the suburbs are the places that might really hit hard. All right, let's go through condo prices. Condo prices have been up 24.6%. The reason that the condo market is strong relatively compared to the detached market right now is no other than affordability. So basically, condos are the most affordable options in the market right now. So the downside risk in condos is much lower than the, for example, detached houses. All right, let's go through it. You come to the charts, click on 1 year. As you can see, last year average price of condo has been $642,000. Now average price of condo is almost $800,000. Will we keep that number? I'm not sure, but I think in the next coming months we are going to fluctuate between, let's say, 740, 750 to 800, and then slightly above it, let's say 820, 840 average condo price in Toronto. I doubt the average condo price will drop below $700,000. I doubt it, but I think we are gonna range for a while basically. All right, let's look at the active listings and month of inventory in condo market. Let's go down. All right, here we can see the sold volume. Okay, we don't have anything to do with sold volume today. We're gonna take a look at the active listings. Last year active listings about 2,600. This year is almost 2,000 active listings. And as you can see from January or February, we are going to have an increase in the number of active listings in condo market as well. That is a really good sign if you're a buyer. All right, let's look at the month of inventory. Month of inventory is almost 0.7 month of inventory. It is still a seller's market, so don't expect the price correction in condo market tomorrow. All right, let's go check out the detached market. Detached market, let's look at this chart. All right, we are going to click on 1 year. Let's look at the numbers. Last year average price of a detached in Toronto has been $1.3 million, and in February, which is a few weeks ago, the average price of a detached house in Toronto was slightly under $1.8 million. And interestingly, look at this part. The average price of a detached home in the city of Toronto, which is Toronto proper, or some of you may know that as like 416 area or something like that. So in the city of Toronto or Toronto proper, average detached home price has been over $2 million. Look at this, $2.073 million. All right, now I'm going to show you something interesting. Let's look at the active listings and the detached charts. Active listings in January was, beginning of January was 1,300 active listings. Now it's almost more than what it was in January. So that's another sign that the detached homes are going to have more difficulty selling. Don't translate that as the market is crashing on detached home tomorrow. That means that if a detached home was getting like 15 offers or 25 offers, which we had, it's going to get maybe 2 or 3 offers. Let's look at the month of inventory. It's almost 0.9 month of inventory. That is still a seller's market, but these are all early signs of a slowdown. All right, look at the semi-detached house prices and townhouses. Both semi-detached house prices and townhouses were almost up 30%. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up so quickly. So if you're a seller, beware that the market is changing, and I've been telling our sellers since January, hey, we are in a local top. January, February are the best month. You can look at my previous articles or videos that I was giving that signal to buyers and sellers out there. So if you're a seller, be careful because the market is shifting, or better say the market is in a transition. But if you're a buyer, I've been telling you that don't FOMO in. So if you're a buyer, you are going to have more opportunities in the month to come. So if this video brought any value to you, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channels, and stay tuned for my next video on this topic. Have a wonderful day. Bye.